Welcome everybody, Sil here. Welcome to our latest edition of Highlights, our key trading and active investing strategies. Today I want to discuss regarding the Forex market and a few variances certainly overall, but the main thing that occurs with the Forex is that the market's open pretty much 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So based on where you are in the world, there's going to be various markets open. And there's, of course, an overlap. London, New York City, Tokyo are some of the bigger markets available for the Forex, but essentially you have to think about just about, for the most part, 24 hours non-stop, 7 days a week. This market is open, and as a result of the high liquidity, there's virtually, if ever, any gaps that ever occur. So consequently, when you look at candlesticks, they're going to be sometimes a little bit different than what you might see in a regular market because there's going to really not be many gaps, and when there is a gap, it's very tiny, it's very small, and sometimes hardly noticeable, perhaps more noticeable on an intraday, but even then there are very few visible to be seen on those charts. So with that, you look at a regular chart, and I get this question a lot, whether our Nissen candle scanner will work with Forex, whether this strategy or that strategy will work with Forex, with this indicator or that indicator will work with Forex. If you can get a candlestick on a chart, it'll work. So MACDs will work. Stochastics will work. The only thing that doesn't work is volume. But outside of that, the Nissen candle scanner will work. Various patterns will work. Certainly the candlestick patterns will certainly work as well, including Bollinger Bands, etc. Everything behaves in a similar manner. It's all based on psychology. It's all based on emotion. Consequently, the candlesticks are perfect because they interpret those things and then translate them into a formation, in this case, a candlestick pattern. So with that said, looking at some of the variations, when you look at a non-Forex bullish engulfing, you'll have a variation perhaps in terms of where the close and the open of the actual engulfing pattern is. So in this case, the white real body happens to open lower and completely engulfs, the open and the close completely engulf the real body of the previous session from the standpoint of being outside of its limitations. When you look at a Forex version of that, it's going to be a little bit different. You're going to see then that the open, generally speaking, because there are no gaps, will result in the exact same location as the previous close of the previous session from before. So here's an example of a bullish engulfing pattern on a chart. You can see where the close and the open remain essentially identically the same, but still called an engulfing pattern regardless of the fact that the open of the green candle, the real body, is not necessarily lower. Here's another one. This is on the bearish side. Same idea, same concept, except on the reverse where you have the close of the green real body and then the open of the red real body being essentially the same, but again, calling it an engulfing pattern because in fact it does engulf the previous session's real body. So evening stars are going to be another example where this applies as well. And essentially you've got the non-Forex where you've got the gaps and the opens and the closes where there's a separation, but when it comes to a Forex version, you're going to have the close and the opens all essentially at the same location. Here's another example. Again, evening star. You have the long white real body, the open of the next session, the close a little bit higher, and then the open essentially the same as the previous session's close. So here's back to that original chart I showed you before. There's some of those exact examples in here. And for one, you can see that there's a overall channel or trend to the downside from left to right. That behaves such on many other charts and channels as well, whether Forex or not. So you have got the bullish engulfing pattern, you've got the bearish engulfing pattern, and you have the evening star formation, all as described in the previous slides. And one other thing, also box formations, or in this case also polarities. So all of these patterns, all of these criteria, all these events occur in Forex as they do in any other market or chart or instrument. I hope you found this informative and look forward to working with you as we continue our path to better education. And may the Nissen candlesticks continue to enlighten your path to greater prosperity.